Hey guys, this is Moletrap and girls. I think I may have mentioned this before, but apparently, according to I guess Caller mentioned it. I think we were talking about it on a podcast or a multi-commentary or something. According to statistics, something like between 9 and 16% of my viewers are female, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And Colorado actually came up with a good idea that it's probably teenagers that are watching this on their mother's account or something like that, and that's why it's showing up as female. Because yeah, I mean, there's just not that many females in the scene, if you will. So to think that 16%, and they're all like middle-aged women too. Like it's all women between 45 and 55 too. So that's kind of supports the hypothesis. Anyway, where was I? This is Kwanro versus Oops. Kwanro versus Oops. Kwanro is a very favorite player of mine. I really like his style. Very aggressive. He's like a rabid animal, just biting and clawing his way through his opponents. Unfortunately, he hasn't, managed to gain a terrible amount of individual success. He's done decently in a couple star leagues. I think he got to the round of 8 once, I want to say. Um, he does decently in Pro League, but man, he is just fun to watch. Though almost every game he plays is just really fun to watch. He does some good StarCraft, and should be fun to watch him this time. He's going for a 9 pool with gas. It looks like so. He's going to go for some early speedlings, put the pressure on. Unfortunately for Kwanro, Oops has scouted him very early, so he's going to be able to respond in turn very easily. Going to get down that forge first and put down probably 2 cannons before thinking about his nexus or anything like that. So the speedlings aren't going to be able to accomplish a whole lot in themselves, but what they will do is they will put pressure, like I said, they'll put pressure on Oops, make him spend money on those cannons, that sort of thing, and keep him pinned in his base pretty early on. Um, it's actually a build that I've seen In Control do a lot on Blue Storm, coincidentally, where he'll go for quick speedlings, and then wow, 2 cannons going at almost exact same time. That's cool. Um, go for quick speedlings and then switch immediately into see, he's gotten enough gas for the speed upgrade, and now he's switching immediately into more economy based. It's probably going to get down a hatchery almost immediately, and yeah, there's the drone going out for that another hatchery. Um, Kills the drone probe off. I think the probe did see the drone going in there, so he's going to have to assume that there's only, well, not going to have to, but he's probably going to be able to assume that there's only 6 or 8 lings coming out here. Now, we could see if the speed upgrade comes in, though, he's going to have to be careful of a run by. He's going to need to get some probes there or a cannon or something like that. And wow, so Kwanro actually, it's interesting. He's got another drone going out there, so he's probably going to think about setting up a third base with a third gas. Going in there, seeing what the front door looks like. Oh, the probe spots the drone going out though. So Sarah is gonna be. I'm sorry, not Sarah. I just casted the game of Sarah versus Calm. So sorry about that. Um, but Oops rather. Oops is the Protoss player. I guess I should mention that for those of you that don't know those players very well. Kwanro is the Zerg player. He's at the 6 or 7 o'clock position. He's at the bottom, and Oops is the Protoss player. So yeah, Oops pretty much knows what Kwanro is doing at this point. He's scouted well enough that he's been on top of everything that Kwanro's been doing. He's got a nice little pro block there, so that's going to prevent a speedling run by, which is a common tactic to just get a bunch of speedlings and just run by the cannons and go in there and destroy the main base, and then they're pretty much crippled for the rest of the game. Yeah, in any case, Oops now getting his gas going here. He's got his core going up as well. Probably going to see, obviously, we're going to see some Corsairs out before too long. Pretty standard game, it looks like what it's going to turn into here. But like I said, what Conroe's managed to do is forced Oops to build a few cannons before getting into that tech. In the meantime, that's kind of bought some time for Kwanro to expand a bunch. He's expanded to 2 different bases, and critically, he's expanded to a gas base. Instead of the mineral only in his base, so he's going to have 3 gas going into the mid game, assuming he doesn't get owned by some kind of a rush here. We'll see about that. But will probably do. He's an aggressive player. He'll probably put up a den or something like that. Maybe even a spire here actually after his lair pops and just go straight in there. And that's kind of interesting. If he, I didn't see at what point he made that spire. If he made that spire very soon, if he took drones off gas to make his expansions, but if you put them right back on, he could be able to get his spire up before too long and before Oops has more than a couple Corsairs, like a Corsair or two out. And he could be able to do some early damage with Mulus or something like that. Just judging by the fact that Kwanro is a very aggressive player, he might do something like that. Look at the saturation. Well, not saturation, but look at the amount of drones he's got on his minerals though. He's been putting out a lot of drones, so he's got a decent economy going there. And there's the spire going down. Indeed, that's kind of a one of the uh, pitfalls, I guess, of this kind of a build from Protoss is you build an early door and then you depend on that door for so long. You build up tech, you build up your economy, you get that nexus going, you try and get a few units out, and during that whole time you're basically pinned in your base and you have to let the Zerg do whatever they want basically. And there's also a window of opportunity before all that tech really starts becoming effective. Before you get your Temple Archives up, before you get too many Corsairs out, there's kind of a window where the Zerg can do kind of a timing attack and get a very substantial attack in there. Corsair is already out here before the Spire is finished, so Corsair is probably going to be able to even take out an Overlord or two before anything morphs that's going to be able to take care of that Corsair. A little bit late, I guess, Spire by Kwanro, but it's probably not going to affect him too much. He's a really good player. He's probably already building the replacement Overlords even before that one started getting attacked there. And there's the gateways going up. So this is a crucial moment. In just a moment here, Oops is going to be able to start putting out lots of high-tech units. And so Kwanro's win of opportunity is just about closing here. For the mid-game sort of timing push. He's still obviously going to be okay going into a late-game thing, but then he's going to have to get some high-tech units and probably expand again. But basically, in just a minute, Oops he's going to have more gateways up. His economy is going strong. He's going to be able to put out Templar. He's going to be able to get out High Templar and Dark Templar. And he's almost just a couple more Corsairs, and he'll have reached critical mass of Corsairs as well. So that's why this window is closing, basically. In fact, I would say it's pretty much closed at this point. He's already got 3 or 4 Corsairs, I think 4 Corsairs out now. He's going to have Templar popping in any moment. So yeah, pretty much Kwanro is going to have to go for a later game strategy here. He's been investing a lot into his economy, so he's got a good economy going. You've got that at least. He's got Scourge out to keep Oops pinned in his base for a little bit longer.